Today I'm going to attempt to replace my oxygen sensor in my 85 Vanagon. This is the oxygen sensor, and it comes with these instructions. And the flip side. And a very important logo. We're trying to figure out what that means. You gotta have a hard hat, a vest, and tools to work on this. I have a 22mm crescent wrench, and I put brake free on the bolt there earlier today. The 22mm is a very tight fit. The 7/8 wrench also fits, but quite loose, so it's definitely 22mm. As you can see, I've brought in some muscle to work this back and forth because it's not moving freely. And we've added some more brake-free spray also. Okay, we got it free. It was after many turns, well, many little tiny turns, because there's no clear path for the wrench to not get interrupted by tires and pipes. And now I'm gonna take off that tape so that I can splice in the new one. Okay, so I unwrapped the tape, and this is what I'm faced with. I think I'm gonna cut it in here. So this is it, stripped of the wire. So now I'm going to put the new sensor into the hole. It's not yet attached because if you attach it first and then put it in the hole, you twist the wire when you're screwing in the sensor. So I just put it in by hand just to make sure I wasn't cross-threading it, and now we're going to use the big wrench and screw it in all the way. Okay, so the sensor is now screwed in as tight as can be, and now we're going to put that little wire into that little hole, and then we're gonna crimp that. So Bosch included a heat shrink, but we decided that we're gonna use one that we have, which is a smaller diameter, yet it's wide enough to go over the widest part of the crimp, and ours is also longer, so we're gonna use this instead of the one they included. So we threaded the heat shrink onto the old wire, and now we're gonna do the crimping, or the inserting and crimping. Okay, it's crimped, and now we're gonna push the heat shrink over that area that you're looking at right now, and we're going to heat it and shrink it. Okay, I now have to shrink the heat shrink, and so I have my Wagner heat gun, and I'm going to try to heat it until it starts shrinking. That little bit right there. It doesn't look too much different, but it feels like it's pretty snug on there. So I'm going to call this done, and I'm going to start up the car and see what happens. Okay, we're going to start the car now. Well, it doesn't sound any worse. And at some point I'm going to let the car run for about 20 minutes and then see if that funny little idle thing happens, because right now it's idling at 1,000 per minute, and what happens sometimes when I have run it for 20 minutes, it then sort of revs and revs and revs, and I thought that might have something to do with the oxygen sensor, and there were other concerns too, but I can't remember what those are at the moment.